We're entering a new era and everything is changing. The way we buy, the way we work, the way we live, and so does the way people do business and make money. We're entering what experts are calling the new arbitrage economy, and there are a bunch of regular people just like you and me going from working traditional, boring 9-to-5 jobs to taking advantage of it and getting paid as much as a doctor each and every single year with no previous experience. More about that in just a minute. So look, if you click this short video, it's because you want to create an additional stream of income or maybe even replace your current occupation, so pay attention. I'm about to show you how you can take advantage of this new arbitrage economy and create an additional stream of income on the side of your job that can get you paychecks like this in a matter of months. Now, I'd like to be 100% transparent here, so I have to say that just because I got these results doesn't mean you will. After all, I am the creator of the system, so I always like to make this clear at the beginning of every training because my reputation and success are built on how transparent I am. So I certainly cannot guarantee that you'll get results like the one I've gotten, but what I can guarantee is that what you're going to see are the results of other regular people who are using this simple, beginner-friendly business model that I'm about to show you. Like Debbie here, who worked for decades in the corporate world, had a 9-to-5 job all her life, and she wanted to retire because she was not finding meaning in her work anymore. When she started with this business model, she had no previous experience on online skills, but only a couple months later, she was able to start and scale up to $8,000 per month, all from the comfort of her home. Or Mike, who went from working 8 to 12 hours per day in an exhausting job as a driver for Amazon to making the same amount of money just with a laptop and an internet connection with no previous experience whatsoever. So in case we haven't met yet, my name is Razvan Parashiv. And if you're looking for the best way to create an additional stream of income online in 2023 as a complete beginner and do it without having to spend years going in circles trying to figure it out, without having to come up with something brand new that nobody has ever done before but instead follow a proven model, and finally without having to invest your hard-earned money in some risky opportunity that might end up costing you all your savings, then this short video is just for you. I'm gonna show you the 4-step plug-and-play business model that regular people working 9-to-5 jobs around the world are using to get paid as much as doctors every single year, working a couple hours per week from the comfort of their homes. And I'm going to deliver that to you in the next 20 minutes or so. And if you do not have 20 minutes to invest in your financial future, then I guess this business model won't be the right fit for you anyways. Now, if you stay here and watch this video until the end, I'm gonna email you a plug-and-play step-by-step tutorial, especially for the third step, which is the one people usually struggle the most with, completely as a gift. And I also want to let you know, guys, that everything we're going to be discussing here today is coming from my personal experience. I've been making money online since I was 16, and I went from flipping phone cases at school to Shopify dropshipping, starting an SMMA, content creation agency, all the way up to doing affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA. I've tried them all. And the reason why I'm telling you all this is by no means to brag, but to show you that in my 5 years of being in the online industry, I've had experience with most online business models. So when I'm telling you what is the best online business model to start, I'm speaking from experience. Now, there are 3 reasons why this business model works. Number 1, it is a beginner-friendly business model. It doesn't require any business degree or previous experience. Number 2, it is an exploding industry, which means that the demand is going through the roof while not having enough people to supply such demand. And number 3, it takes advantage of the new arbitrage economy that the market is headed to, which means you get an unfair advantage for being there early. First, let me explain what a beginner-friendly business model is, and I'll do that by showing you the way that most people approach starting an online business and why that's the reason that over 90% of them fail. Seriously, if you're trying to start an online business, you don't want to do this stuff. It's deadly. So most people try to start making money with dropshipping or Amazon FBA or affiliate marketing or Airbnbs, but they never take the time to evaluate the businesses on a fundamental level, so they never realize that those businesses are not beginner-friendly business models. Now, they're all viable models and you can make tons of money with them. However, some business models will allow you to make millions a month, but will be really hard to succeed as a beginner, and others will allow you to make 6 figures while being realistically attainable for beginners. Now, making this mistake is kind of like trying to start playing a new video game in the hardest difficulty instead of working your way up. So people end up spending tons of time spinning their wheels, and that results in them getting frustrated and most of the time losing all the savings they've invested in it. Now, what if you decided to actually evaluate how beginner-friendly are the online business models available out there before risking your money on them? Well, let's do that together. There are 6 metrics that come into play when evaluating this: unitary gain, startup capital, profit margins, demand, fulfillment, and deal type. Unitary gain means how much money you make per transaction. Startup capital is how much money you need to invest to get the business off the ground. Profit margin is how much you keep out of everything you make in revenue. Demand is the number of people in the market looking to buy your product or service. Fulfillment is the process of delivering the product or service your customer purchased. And ultimately, deal type is whether you get paid once or recurringly. Now, with all the criteria set, I can comfortably say that there's one single solution that fits the bill. It is a fully remote business that allows you to make anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000 per month recurringly, month over month, while only working a couple hours per week from the comfort of your home. The startup capital is very low compared to other business models that yield the same results. The margins are very high. They can be upwards of 90% and 70% in the worst case scenario, depending how you decide to scale. Now, before I talk about how regular people working 9-to-5 jobs are taking advantage of the new arbitrage economy to get all the nitty-gritty hard work taken care of for them and create an additional stream of income, I want you to think about the whole scenario the world has been going through the last 3 years and its impact on the way people spend their time. Now, during the lockdowns, when people couldn't go outside and they were stuck in their homes, they all had one thing in common. They were all consuming content. Mostly video content on platforms like YouTube, for example. They were either watching educational content, entertainment content, or even news about what was going on, but everybody was glued to their devices watching content online. And the ones who were profiting from this, apart from the platforms obviously, were the content creators. But there's only one problem here. Being a content creator in today's day and age is not that easy. It's actually a very tedious process. You see, the problem with the traditional way of being a YouTuber or the so-called influencers nowadays is that in order to make money on YouTube that way, a lot of work is required. You need to learn how to research, script, film, and edit your own content. Give up 20 to 30 hours a week doing this whole process. Constantly need to reinvent yourself and stay up to date with the trends to make sure you are not left behind. And you have no scaling potential because your business is now limited to you. Now, what if I told you there is actually a way to take advantage of this new arbitrage economy and to profit from all the traffic that there is out there without having to show your face, record, or edit any of the videos yourself? Here's where this barely known business model comes in. If you haven't guessed it, the business model is YouTube automation. And that's the same exact business model Catalin used to be able to quit the rat race and drop out of university after starting and successfully scaling a YouTube automation channel all the way up to $12,000 in a single month in less than a year after he started. Or Adi, who after seeing the proof of concept with YouTube automation with his own channel, he decided to quit his fancy marketing job and pursue YouTube automation full time. That same channel that Adi decided to quit his job for went on to make him all the way up to $30,000 in its record month. I'll explain in detail what exactly YouTube automation is in just a minute. Just know that this might be one of the best opportunities of the decade right in front of your eyes. Let's take a step back here because you're probably asking yourself, okay, but I don't know how to make money on YouTube, let alone making money without creating any videos myself, and that leads us directly to this new and unique opportunity of the new arbitrage economy. You see, it's really simple. The businesses that are succeeding in the new economy are not the ones that own the final solution, but rather the ones that connect the end consumer to the final product. For example, Expedia doesn't own any hotels. They simply connect them to customers who are looking to travel, and in the end, their net profit is actually higher than the hotels themselves. Uber does the same exact thing. It connects drivers to people who need a way of transportation without owning any cars. Airbnb doesn't own any houses or apartments. Alibaba doesn't own any stock. All these businesses are simply arbitraging supply and demand. They find customers with a problem and connect them to a solution so they can also profit. And what we do is the same exact thing to something that I call freelancer arbitrage. We simply find freelancers to do great and inexpensive work for us. And that's exactly how Joe got his channel started as well. Initially, as a traditional business owner himself, Joe was skeptical about how easy it is to find freelancers and hire them online coming from the brick and mortar space. It was a pleasant surprise for him that only after 30 days, not only he was able to put his entire team together, but also get his channel rolling in a record time. So what we do is simply hire freelancers from websites like Upwork or Fiverr.com to do the work on our behalf. Then all we need to do is to upload the final product to YouTube and get paid for the views without us having to have any previous experience whatsoever. And that's why this is the perfect beginner-friendly business, because you don't have to deal with a lot of inventory or shipping. You don't have to make hundreds of sales to make a decent income. You don't have to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars to get the business running, and someone else simply takes care of the fulfillment for you. After all, people don't need to buy anything from you. They consume the content you produce for free, and YouTube pays you month in and month out. So let me actually show you how to start making money with your own YouTube automation channel through our 4-step plug-and-play system I like to call the 4-step to $5,000 per month on YouTube within 6 months. And here's what we do. Step number 1, choose your niche and set up the channel. Step number 2, build a team. Step number 3, manage the team. Step number 4, upload and profit. And when you execute this process correctly, you should be able to get to anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 per month within the first 6 months. And remember that once you post a video on YouTube, it will generate you views and dollars, not for 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month, but for years and years to come, like the snowball effect. So let's talk about step number 1, which is chronologically the most important one. I'm going to be quoting Warren Buffett when saying that it's not important how hard you row, but what boat you are in. And that couldn't be more true for YouTube automation as well. Choosing the wrong niche is a huge mistake that can easily be avoided by doing research, but to better illustrate a point, let me tell you a quick story about how I started my YouTube automation journey. In the beginning, I started with 2 YouTube automation channels. One of them was in the Make Money Online niche, reviewing websites and opportunities to make money online, and the other one was in the car crash compilation niche, simply taking car crashes and compiling them together. While the car crash channel started making money faster than the other one, after 4 short months, it got demonetized by YouTube, getting me back to square one. The Make Money Online channel took a little bit longer to grow, but eventually went on to make me my first $100,000 with this business model, and it's still running to this day. Choosing the right niche, the right opportunity is key here, because you can have a great team, great content, but if you're in a niche like meditation videos, rain sound videos, or prank compilation, none of those will even matter. Those are outdated niches that are not being monetized by YouTube in today's day and age, so those are bad examples. On the other hand, mainstream niches that I usually recommend my students and we've seen great success in are sports like football, basketball, golf, Formula 1, celebrities, Netflix and TV shows, business, economy, finance, history, and the list goes on. Now that's the same experience Blake had. After being laid off from his sales job, he decided to start looking for another opportunity to make money, and that's when he discovered YouTube automation. He didn't have the best path starting out, but eventually decided to do something that he was passionate about himself, a sports channel. Within 6 months, Blake was able to scale his sports channels from the ground up to over $3,500 in monthly income. The second step you need to do after choosing your niche is finding the right team. Finding the right team of freelancers will assure that you do not need to show your face, record, or edit any content yourself. The process is pretty simple. We mostly go to websites like Upwork or Fiverr.com, and first, we need to find a scriptwriter to write the content for us based on research, experience, and personal knowledge. After that, we need a voiceover artist or a narrator with a good voice to simply read the script, and once that's done, a video editor takes both of the above and puts them together with some slides, stock footage, screenshots, effects to bring the video to life. And last but not least, we need the graphic designer to do a cover image for us, aka the thumbnail. Pretty straightforward, right? You might be saying, but Raz, this will cost a fortune. Well, it actually costs us and our students $50 on average to complete a video from A to Z, knowing how to negotiate the best prices and taking advantage of the currency conversions across the world. Simply put, a YouTube automation channel is nothing else but a delegation channel. Instead of doing all the work ourselves, we outsource it to freelancers who do the work on our behalf while reaping the rewards. Now, YouTube automation can be operated from anywhere in the world, as YouTube is available in over 100 countries. It simply does not matter which country you are from, you can make money on the global marketplace. We have students from the United States, Canada, Europe, England, even Asia and Australia doing the same exact thing, getting incredible results. The beautiful thing is that it works the same every time, no matter where you are in the world. And Tarun is the living proof of that. Redesigned at first due to the limitation in his country and the unfavorable currency conversions between the US dollar and the Indian rupee, Tarun decided to give YouTube automation a shot. Even though he didn't have the best circumstances and most resources to make this work, he successfully started and scaled his YouTube automation channel to over $100 per day, and he is now making anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 per month, all while living in India. How awesome is it that this beginner-friendly business model is allowing people to make multiple thousands of dollars per month from the comfort of their home, even from third world countries? I mean, it's just nuts. On to the next step. Once we found our niche and we hired our team of freelancers, we need to find a way to manage the entire operation with just a couple hours per week, which is where the name of YouTube automation comes from. If you're working a 9-to-5 job, I'm sure you don't want any more sleepless nights in your life, and this step will precisely help you achieve that. Instead of talking to 3 to 4 different people on 5 different platforms, all asking you how the job needs to get done, we have found a much more effective way of running this. What you need to do is streamline communication. Create a group conversation with all the freelancers working on your channel on any platform you prefer. It might be WhatsApp, Slack, Discord, or Facebook Messenger. Once you do that, you can communicate with everybody very effectively, and most important, they can talk to each other to get the videos done without you needing to be involved in the process at all. The last tip here is to use a project management tool like Trello, Monday.com, or Asana to keep track of the videos that are created and make sure that no files are lost whatsoever. And here's the bonus I promised you at the beginning of the video. If you watch this video until the end, I will personally email you our own personalized template of the project management software, which is basically a plug and play which you can start using immediately. I pulled this one directly from our pay program and I want to give it to you for free, so make sure you stay until the end of the video. Now, with that done, we finally get to our 4th step and last one, which is upload and profit. Having chosen our niche, built our team, and learned how to manage everything smoothly, the last thing we need to do is to take the videos that our team has created for us, upload them to YouTube, and collect the checks every month. But you might be asking yourself, how do we actually make money with all this? Well, the main source of income when it comes to YouTube automation is Google AdSense revenue. I'm not sure if you knew this, but Google, the world's largest search engine, also owns YouTube, which is the 2nd largest search engine, and that's why the correlation. That's the same exact strategy that allowed Harry to shut down his draining and unprofitable local business that he wanted to quit for a long time, and allowed him to pivot online, starting a YouTube automation channel. And not only that, but almost earned the same amount of money his business was profiting him yearly in a single month, over $30,000. Now, how this works is pretty simple. Every time a person goes on YouTube and watches a video, they will also be shown ads. And once a person sees an ad, advertisers are paying YouTube for that impression. Once YouTube gets paid, the owner of the channel also gets paid for publishing the content that generated the impression. Now, we won't get too in-depth in this video, but apart from AdSense revenue, you can actually monetize your YouTube automation channel through various other ways, like brand deals, sponsorships, affiliate marketing, and channel subscriptions. The point is, when you choose your niche correctly, you will be able to make money not with just one, but multiple of those monetization ways. Just like Joe, for example. Already having a stable job in Bristol, the United Kingdom, he decided to look for alternative ways of making money, and he discovered this barely known business model called YouTube automation. With a little bit of help and his consistency, Joe was able to turn a simple idea into more than $50 per day with his YouTube automation channel. I know this all sounds super exciting, but a quick word of warning before you try this on your own. You'll probably spend a few months initially figuring out how to make this work. Now, this could happen maybe because you picked the wrong niche, maybe because you don't know what to look for when hiring a freelancer, or you might be making a few specific mistakes in uploading the videos that could get your AdSense revenue close to zero. But if you can solve these problems, the rewards are definitely worth it, because the reality is there's unprecedented demand for online video content since people found themselves forced to stay inside back in 2020, so they started developing new habits and consuming more content than ever. There's simply not enough people to fulfill such demand, so if you ever wanted to be early for something big, this is it. And now is the time to take advantage of the new arbitrage economy by using the most beginner-friendly business model that there is out there, a YouTube automation channel. So the question now becomes how you can get results like this, like the dozens of people that I've showed you here in this video. Well, the first option is to take the information I've given you today and really just go figure it out by yourself. It's definitely a viable option. And if you feel it's best suited for you, please go ahead. However, know that you will most likely lose some valuable months or maybe even years trying to figure everything out on your own, and long term, it's probably going to be more expensive considering that you missed out on all the extra money you could have made starting out the right way from the get-go. And finally, your chance of quitting also goes way up because if you get stuck, you don't have any support. And that's pretty much why I created a program where we take you by hand and show you the entire process of how you can use YouTube automation to go from $0 to $3,000 to $5,000 per month in a record time. Your second option is choosing to join the program with the best success stories in the industry. Every single success story you've seen during this video has gone through my programs where we take normal people working 9-to-5 jobs who are complete beginners with no previous experience in online businesses or digital side hustles, and we help you create your own YouTube automation channel from scratch, hire a freelancer team to create the videos for you, and show you our plug and play processes to take those videos, upload them to YouTube, and get paid. Like George, for example, which unfortunately didn't have the right mentor from the beginning. For 8 long months, George was working every week to make things work, paying that mentor every month for his advice, but he couldn't stand it any longer. He decided to step out, never receive his money back, but although the unfortunate event, he still went on to become successful with YouTube automation as he believed in the business model, and that's when he joined our community or growth channels. Not only that we have been able to help George make the money that he lost back, but he actually made over $100,000 since he first started his YouTube automation channel. And this is all because when you do it with the help from experts who have actually walked the path that you want to walk on, it not only goes faster, but it also ends up being cheaper in the long term. A bit of well-placed advice can get you unstuck and give you confidence by having a proven process to follow. Not to mention, it's much more fun this way as well. Listen, you can either be the one taking action yourself and getting what's yours, or you can be the one sitting back and watching others succeed. The choice is yours. So click the button below, there's an apply button below, and fill out the application in full with as much detail as possible, as it only takes 5 minutes, and book a call with my team. Now keep in mind, we disqualify over 50% of applicants because the better the fit, the better we can help you and the better the end result. Now, once your application is approved, you are going to be able to book a call to speak with my team. And another thing about that, if you do not show up, you do not get a second chance. We do not offer reschedules. But if you're at least interested in this and you are committed to at least learning more about this opportunity to create a passive income stream, an additional stream of income, then click the button below, apply, book a call with my team, and we'll see you on the other side. And here's another thing, guys. Worst case scenario, the call is free. And even if you come to the call and say, hey, this is not for me, I do not want to do this, at least we're going to give you some insight on how to set up an additional stream of income from somebody who's actually done it. And in the best case, it sounds 100% good to you, we can help, we invite you in, and we're going to help you hit your goals of creating an additional stream of income. So there's basically no risk for booking this call. So click this link below, show up, and we'll see you later.